Aloha. How's everybody doing today? Good. Okay, so I'm Tara Diaz. I'm from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've been a real estate agent for 13 years. I was nominated Rookie of the Year my first year in the business. I had no idea what I was doing, and I never intended on getting into real estate. So a little bit about my story. I worked in banking for 11 and a half years. I had a nervous breakdown at the age of 27, 30. And met somebody that said, "You're going to get your license." And I said, "No, I'm not going to school." He's like, "Yeah, you are." And I said, "No, I'm not." Long story short, it was somebody I was dating, and we ended up ending our relationship because I started working. And he said, "You're not taking care of me." And I said, "Well, I don't do anything half-assed, so I guess bye." Had no money, had a daughter. I was a single mom. I literally lived off the money that I saved that he kind of gave me as we were dating, and sold my wedding ring from my divorce. And that's how I stuck in to stay in the business. So year one, Rookie of the Year. Second year, I doubled my business. Third year, I doubled my business again. And I've pretty much stayed consistent anywhere between, I would say, 50 to 71 transactions a year. Last year would be probably my lowest since my second year in the business. But this year, we're at 41 transactions closed. We have a few in pending, and we have a few active listing. Thank you. With that, and all to my team, I wouldn't be able to do it without my two girls who are holding the fort down while I travel. I did Brent's event in January. I traveled to Cabo for 9 days, another Brent's event. I went to 5 builds this year. I went to EXPCon, I went to Atlas Alliance, and I went to Tony Robbins, and now I'm here. So a lot of travel, and we've still been able to maintain our business. Let's see if I can see my stuff here. So you can't really see the screen, but this is about me. I have a granddaughter. She is going to be 4 years old in January. She loves Hawaii, and she's very mad that I didn't bring her this time. She said, "Nana, I want to go to Hawaii." Like, oh, not this trip, go. So we will be back because I have to bring her yearly now. That is a thing ever since we started coming to Brent's event in January. And my daughter and I am a lover of dogs. I have 8 dogs. One of them has to go to daycare when I travel because she's a Great Dane puppy, and the other ones get to stay at home because they're well behaved and trained. So, one thing I want you guys to think about while I'm talking here, I'm going to give you a calculation for you to run. And this is your hourly worth. So, how do you find your hourly worth? Has anybody ever done that calculation before? Couple? Okay. So, what you want to do is you want to take your salary, whatever you made, let's say if you want to do this year's or last year's, and you want to, let's say you work 2,080 hours a week over a 52-week period. So you would calculate 40,000, we'll give a number, divided by 2,080, which would equal your hourly rate. So if you guys can write down whatever your numbers are and kind of have that in your mind. Okay. And you can't really see it on the screen, but maybe you can. That's what I just gave you verbally. So these are my girls. I have Charmaine and I have Anne right now. They've been with me, both of them, for 2 years. And I have had VAs for 10 years. So 2015 is when I hired my first VA. She was with me for about 5 years. And we've had a couple in and out. And these two have been with me pretty consistently. We're looking at actually expanding a little bit more soon. So what they do is I have my administrative assistant, and I do have them learn both of them know each other's roles. So that way if one's out, it's not like everything drops. So they're cross-trained, but I do have them do 50-50. And when I had them doing ISA, I had one do ISA first part of the day, the other one do ISA the second part of the day. So I have my administrative assistant. She handles my calendar. She handles my email. She handles my files. She'll write offers for me. Mind you, I go through and I double check everything. But I can be out and I'm like, "Hey, I need you to write an offer. Here's the basics." And I'll go in and I'll proof everything. And then I send out the offer. She'll send emails for me if I'm out and I'm like, "Okay, my service is horrible, whatever it is. Hey, send the offer out for me." So they'll send offers out for me. They'll respond to emails. I do have a couple of different systems that I utilize for them to stay active in my business. So I do Google Voice for my primary line, And then follow-up boss is what we use for them to do their outbound calls. So we have kept follow-up boss even though our primary lead source right now is KB Core. I do also have them doing my marketing, as well as I have Anne, her primary secondary is her client. She's called her client love ambassador. So with that, emails, calendar management, inbound calls, outbound calls, text messages. So they respond to my text messages. So if I'm hearing it's something that they can respond to, if they can't respond and they don't know what to say, then they do wait for me. But they'll send me a text message and say, hey, there's a message I need you to respond to. So they manage my calendar, and their responsibility is to go in there, set my appointment. They will go in, and if it's a Zoom call, they'll make sure that the Zoom link is in there. They'll make sure that I have the address of where I'm going, because when I go to my calendar, I click on it and I hit go. I don't have to think about where I'm going. I don't think I have to think about what I'm doing anymore. And then follow boss, they'll send some of the reminders and whatnot through there. Google email is where we do all our primary stuff for them to handle emails. That's just an example, and you'll see the slide deck in there of some of the text messages that they send. They'll send reminders for closings. They'll say, hey, reminder, inspections are tomorrow. Here's, the information that you need. Reminder, you need to get your earnest money turned in by X, Y, and Z date, or closing is tomorrow. Congratulations. They'll do a little congratulatory and give them the address and what they need to bring. So that's just an example of inspections, which you guys will see when you go through the slide deck. So benefits of having a virtual assistant. One, majority of the virtual assistants that you have work a heck of a lot harder than anybody you can hire in person. True. Anything and everything that I need, they're there. If I need them to research something for me, if I need them to make a call for me, if I need them to whatever it is. As a matter of fact, this last year in 2023, I did 10 flips, and my administrative actually handled pulling all of my transactions from Home Depot and anything that she saw come through my email that was a transfer. So she actually managed my Google spreadsheets for my expenses too.
Was you did 40 deals and 10 flips?
Yes. Yeah, it was a little bit insane. And I traveled. I didn't travel as much as this year, but I did travel. So again, I'll leave this for you guys to look through because it's kind of what I just gave you in a rundown. Oh, what did I do?
Look at the screen.
Again, this is just our system. So Google Workplace, Google Voice, Dotloop, all our files we run through Dotloop. Of course, EXP, we have SkySlope. So they'll start my files in SkySlope. They'll make sure that all my transactions, like when we close everything out, they put all my closing docs, they do everything in SkySlope. I pretty much don't really have to do very much. Every once in a while, I go in there and I just make sure that everything's good. Flex for our MLS, they'll send clients properties. So as of right now, with me being gone, what their duties are to do is we have 3 agents that have committed to helping us in my absence. So I'll pay them a door fee, and my virtuals will contact the agents and say, hey, we have a client that wants to see a property at X, Y, and Z date and time. Who's available? Whoever responds first is the one that will go show the property, and I just sell them whatever the price is, follow up with them. Hey, you're interested in making an offer? They say yes. The girls write up the offer. I review it, and we move forward. They also upload all my offers into Dotloop, and they'll add all the initials and everything to the offers. That way, if it's something that we're going to accept, all I have to do is. Right now, my girls make about $6 and $7 an hour. Oh, $25. $25 a door. Depending on your market, some markets may be a little bit more, some are $50, but hey, if you look at your hourly worth and it's just opening a door, I say sometimes $50 is better than taking 2 hours out of your day to go show the house. So I will still also use my showing assistants when I'm at home and I'm in a meeting or I'm doing something else. I'll reach out to them. So if somebody is like, hey, I want to see a property in the morning, I don't show properties in the morning. If I can't control my morning, I can't control the rest of my day. So I don't do any showings before 1:30. So if somebody is insistent on one before 1:30, then I find one of my showing partners. And they're not on my team. They're not on my downline. They're just somebody who is open to getting some extra cash. You can't really see this, but this is my insanity. I love my Google Sheets. So I have a transaction flow that I have it's morphed into a pretty intense one. But we pull everything from the contract into a contract contact sheet, and then this is something that my virtual assistants also manage, so I don't have to do it. But it goes in, and if we have something that we're working on, everything that we're working on is in yellow. Everything once they complete it goes to green, and the clients can follow along with this. So it has a flow sheet that goes all the way through. So they get their copy, and we have our copy. That's Google Sheets, yes. It is Google. I do it in my Google Drive. My first VA that was with me for 5 years kind of worked off of my original, and she linked them all together. So, and then when we go under contract, there's some things that I've done, just with the amount of transactions that I've done. I had to find a way to be able to manage my transactions and my life, because I am a mom. I was a single mom for the majority of it. So I've tried to find everything that I could do to simplify my processes. So if I can make deadlines all on one day, like I know every Friday is my deadlines. I don't have to think about my business Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm like, okay, now we got to get serious on Thursday, and I need to review everything. But I don't ever have to worry about, like, oh my God, there was a deadline on Monday and crap, it's Sunday, and something happened. My girls also remind me if there's deadlines, so they'll send me a message and say, hey, deadlines are tomorrow for objections, or deadlines are tomorrow for whatever, and then they'll prepare an addendum if we need to do an extension on our contracts for whatever deadline it is. When we do our under contract emails, we've streamlined our process. So we have group messages that we send out. The email, when we do title and lender, will get their email. They'll get the contract. They'll get all the documents that are required for the lender. They'll get the MLS sheet. They'll get the contract contact sheet. So they know all the parties. They know the other party that's involved. They know the inspectors. They know the title. They know everybody. So my girls also do that for me. Which is nice because anybody that I hired in the US was like, you're crazy and that's a lot of work and it's so much more. And why do you want to do that? I'm like, because that's the way I run my business. And my girls don't say that. So it's really nice. So inside sales agents, when I have them do my ISA stuff this year, for the first time in my entire business, I went all organic. So I have some overflow from realtor.com, but our primary lead source was realtor.com, and I cut that off in May. So we are all organic, and now our girls are just loving on our people. But they are still following up with website leads. The realtor.coms that are overflow from what they owed us are still coming in. So they'll text them, they'll call them, and they typically do about 6 calls within the first couple days to convert them over. I really don't talk to the leads very much anymore until I have the appointment, and they link them with our lenders. So the other thing that they do with our leads and our appointments is they will call every single listing that I'm going to go show. They will make sure, is it available? Does it have any offers? How many offers does it have? And when is the deadline to get one in? And then if it has offers, they'll reach out to the client and they'll say, hey, you just want to let you know there's 5 offers. Would you still like to see this property? Or, hey, we have a deadline of 8:00 tonight. You need to move your appointment up. So they do all that for me, and then they put my routes together. So I don't have to think about where I'm going, and they put an efficient route. So wherever I'm going, everything's in sync. So very nice. And then benefits and ISA, it's just somebody to back you up like when you're not available, when you're in an appointment. Again, tools for that. They just use my Google Calendar, and then they use my Google Voice to communicate with everybody. So the other thing that I do with the Google Voice and why I like it is because I can use it and it's easy and simple. But anything that I communicate, they can see what I'm communicating. So my expectation is you read what I type. I don't have to tell you, and that helps a lot. My marketing assistant. So Anne, she also does the marketing assistant. She's client love, but she also does the marketing. My other girl, who's my administrative assistant, actually just took a course to learn how to video edit. So now when my photographer does my videos, now she goes in and she has fun doing this. So she goes in and she makes extra little videos that are clips of the video that my photographer already did. And then Anne, she does everything. So she does all my social media. She does Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of it, everything. She does all my posts. I'd say probably maybe 2% of what's on my Facebook or on any of my social sites is actually me making a post. I'll send them pictures and then they'll write something, whatever they feel like writing about me that day. Thankfully, it's all good things. Thankfully, they like me. They'll go in and they'll post, when we have a closing, I send them a picture of our closings. They'll post the closing and they'll do the congratulation post to our clients. And there's some samples of some of the posts that they do. When my photographer sends our videos over for our listings, our coming soons, and our actual listing videos, they'll go in and they'll write the description for the listing and then they'll post it up on all sites. And I haven't really been focusing on my YouTube, which is one of the things that I want us to grow on. But we created the site, and just within the last 3 or 4 months, we've gone from 0 followers to 31 followers, and Anne's been kind of just somewhat managing it. We haven't really focused on it quite yet, so not too bad. Again, there's just more samples of some slides of what they do. You'll be able to see that in the slide deck. And marketing assistant responsibilities. Again, she'll go into KV Core. She built out all of our KV Core. So all of our holiday emails, anniversaries, birthdays, all that good stuff, and handles all of that. So if you have any that maybe had some examples that you want to transfer over to another one or some that you want to steal examples from, like she would go and she just pick and pull from different sources and integrate to whatever matched us. And then emails and text message campaigns for leads, she handles that through KV Core. Federal and off-beat holidays, like I said, the holiday emails, she handles all that through KV Core. She creates it, adds the photos, does all that fun stuff. Client Love Ambassador, she also plans all of our client events. So we have a client event actually coming up December 1st, and she takes care of getting all our invitations out, texting all our clients and saying, hey, we have a party, and then emailing them and doing all that fun stuff. So she takes care of all that as well. And she takes care of creating our Eventbrites, and keeping them up to date with any changes if we have anything going on. So there's some samples of those that are in there. The thing that we are all focusing on right now is our 8651, and that's with going all organic, is you want to get 86 deals from 50 people. And we contact them, I'm supposed to contact them once a month. So they'll put in there things and people for me to call, things for me to do, and then we do little events. I'll do maybe a happy hour, or I did a foam party in September. My clients liked that. It was pretty fun. All the adults got in the foam and played. But Anne coordinated all of that from the Philippines. And then there's some slides in there, some ideas to do with your top 50 list. So if you're looking at some lead generating ideas from something organic that doesn't cost you anything, just think about the top 50 people that you could possibly connect with and start loving on them like that. Or anybody that you meet, Google 8x8, and you can start implementing the 8x8 system, and that's a free source. She also manages, I created we call it, well, it's our client page. Basically, I created a Facebook client page, and she manages that too. So she'll post stuff in there. She'll congratulate people. She'll link people. She'll welcome people into the community. And that one's the phone party and also the client party for the holiday. They also manage our reviews. So I was on a call in one of our one mastermind, and I actually had the girls run this for me. I didn't do it, but people that we had been asking for reviews that had not submitted us a review, she went out and she texted people and she emailed people, and she probably got 100. We went from maybe 30 to almost 100 reviews within 2 months. So she'll do that every once in a while. She'll pop out an email and be like, hey, we're running a competition. The verbiage is in there if you guys want to copy it. She also manages my Google. The other thing that I have them do is they streamline and process. They streamline everything so that everything matches. So my LinkedIn matches my YouTube matches my, so when one picture changes, everything changes. When one face cover changes, everything changes. Um, and then they'll post things like, we were, I think by rate my agent, number one agent in Albuquerque and Bernalillo County and number two in Rio Rancho. Um, they'll put that out there so that our people know where we're ranking up against other agents in town and thank our clients for being a part of that. That's review verbiage. And then direct mail campaigns. She orders, I give her my credit card and she creates them and she orders them. I don't have to deal with it. She sends out my birthday cards and my happy anniversary cards through Thanks.io. Both of my girls are from Sphere Rocket. Actually, the last few of my VAs have been through Sphere Rocket. If anybody is interested in hearing more, I am here until Sunday, so I'd be happy to talk to you guys. And also, Art is here to support me. He just stepped away for a minute. He has a team of 380, and he has a full-time job, and he runs all of his businesses by using his Sphere Rocket VAs. So you can book a call with me if you want to scan the QR code from the slide deck. And if you want to connect with me, you can connect with me on social. Absolutely.